As widespread protests wreak havoc in cities across the nation, members of the Black community are calling for an end to the violence. One America's Pearson has more.
As riots and protests rage across the United States, the cost continues to climb, and it's Black Americans who are paying the price. So far, at least 4 Black men and 1 woman have been killed in the riots that are supposedly meant to help Black people. The victims include Dave Patrick Underwood, a federal officer who was killed during riots in Oakland as he tried to keep the peace. Another victim of the violence is David Dorn, a 77-year-old retired police captain from St. Louis, Missouri. Dorn was shot and killed when he tried to stop looters who broke into a pawn shop. 22-year-old Italia Marie Kelly was just an innocent bystander who was killed in a random shooting outside a protest in Iowa. And this is David McAdie, who was shot and killed after a protest in Louisville, Kentucky, turned violent. And then there's Chris Beatty, a 38-year-old real estate broker from Indiana, who was shot and killed by rioters who were robbing a store. And these are just the stories we know about. So who is suffering the most? Who are these protests actually helping? Because it's clearly not the members of the Black community.
Problem that bothers me, you says Black Lives Matter.
How did you say that?
I work here part-time. Plus, I'm a part owner of this store. You said Black Lives Matter. Why don't you choke me? I'm Black.
Tell him, sister.
Look what you did to my store.
Tell him, sister.
Look what you did to my store. Tell me
right.
Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
You lied. You wanted to loot the store. You needed money. Get a job like I do. Stop stealing. This is the neighborhood. We're trying to build it up and you tearing it down.
How was last night?
Scary. They went straight to Office Max, the dollar store, and every store over here that I go to. I have nowhere to go now. I have no way to get there because the buses aren't running.
Evidence is mounting that outside influences, from Antifa to George Soros, are promoting even more violence as a means to disrupt the nation. But more Black Americans are realizing that movements like Black Lives Matter don't speak for them and never have.
Black Lives Matter is a joke! Yep. Black people kill black people. They don't come out and do this crap. The only time they do this crap is when a white person touches them. They're the racist. They are the racist. Because white cops, it's wrong for a white cop to kill a black person, that's for sure. But if it matters, it should matter at all times.
Because as more and more violence unfolds and the police capture those behind it, it's becoming ever more clear that the people involved couldn't care less about actually fighting racism.
All right, man, we saw you at the New Balance store. Why are you out here?
Man, period, point blank, just like all my real ones trying to get some monies. Nation, that's it. Trying to get some dough, that's it.
Just out here for the money?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what happened in Minnesota?
I mean, a little bit to do with that too, you feel me? But not really, I'm out here for the dough.
As George Floyd's family condemns the violence, as more lives are lost and more homes and neighborhoods are destroyed, the question must be asked, who are the protests actually helping?
The idea is to create a group of people who feel oppressed, okay? Because if the more they feel oppressed, the more they're going to look for some kind of equalization. Nobody's oppressed in America. No Black in America. I don't feel oppressed, I'll tell you that. If you're driven, you're going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. We're in the country of the free.
Pearson Sharp, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.